Hi everyone, it's that time again, time to jump on and do a live video. So this week's topic, I'm going to be talking about being too much for some people. So I'm talking about when you get a sense from some people that they don't approve or they're backing away or withdrawing, or even worse, there's this total judgment coming at you. So maybe you then start to tone it down, be a little quieter, not say as much, or basically just adjust your way of being you so that you're not so out there, so that you don't I'm assuming it's to stop that feeling of judgment. And some of my group members have referred to this as using a dimmer switch on their personality, or watering themselves down because they're too much when they're just being themselves. So today I want to talk about, if you've had these situations, why you are normal and what to do about it when you sense that judgment from others. But first of all, just a quick introduction. I'm Jen. I'm a mindset transformation coach, and I'm passionate about using brain science and my psychology degree to help women learn to put themselves first, which is a tough concept for many, in order to be better mothers, sisters, friends, partners, daughters, whatever we're hoping to achieve. I'm also the host of the free group Highly Sensitive Extroverts with Jen. So if you are what's referred to as an HSP or highly sensitive person and you're an extrovert, that means that you probably don't feel like you 100% fit the extrovert mold. That's because you don't, because you're really unique like me and the rest of us in the group. We make up only about 6% of the population. And because we're so different, we have unique struggles and unique challenges. And that's why I created the Highly Sensitive group to help. I also wanted to draw your attention to a free roadmap I created, Live Your Ideal Life Roadmap. The link is usually in the post attached to this video, but I'm using this new software, so I don't know if you can, wrong finger, see my new branding. I'm getting used to it. So I forgot to put the link, so I'll do that when I finish the video. Now back to being too much for some people. I know many of you have been there and felt that, because some of you have shared your experiences with me, and I truly appreciate you being so open. The times when it often happens is perhaps when you're meeting someone new, or you're interacting with someone you're not that close with. Some might be an acquaintance or a work colleague or friends of friends of friends, and you can just feel that they are thinking, wow, this person is a little crazy, loud, over the top, kooky, woo-woo, brackets, insert your own adjective here. There's so many different ways that we have been described. They're just some of them. So if you have felt this happen to you, then please comment below, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching the replay. Please comment using the adjective that you think the other person is thinking about you. For example, cray-cray, or crazy, or loud, or too much. Whatever it is that you feel they're thinking about you, please comment that. And given my new, just bear with me, I'm trying to use this new software. I should be able to, here we go. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that I can see. This was supposed to be much smoother. I'm sure it will once I get used to it. Okay. Okay, so back to it. So please comment below what that adjective is that you think the other person is thinking about you. The sad thing is, when we feel this judgment coming from the other person, as highly sensitives, we pick up on that because we're more in tune than most, and that's why we're more likely to change our behaviour. And the reason I say it's sad is because I do not believe that you should have to dim your light for anyone. It makes sense that you do this though, because it's a type of defense mechanism, and nobody likes to feel judged. Nobody likes to be disliked. Check out the video I did on the freedom of being disliked quite recently. However, if we do change our behaviour, if we do dim our light, it doesn't work in the long run. Because if you dim your light, you are essentially apologising for who you are, so you may start to not even like yourself, which is going to lead to all sorts of issues and challenges that you're then going to have to fight your way out of. Also, you're not being the amazing, authentic you, warts and all, and people, well, your people, and I'll get to that, people will respond better to those not afraid to be themselves than they will to someone presenting a mask to the world. So if you are wearing a mask because you're toning down your personality or you're using the dimmer switch, you may miss out on some powerful friendships and relationships with your people if you get into the habit of dimming your life, dimming your light. And for a lot of us, it can become a habit because it's just an instinct. So we feel that judgment, we immediately tone it down, you do it over and over again, it becomes a habit down in your subconscious brain, and before you know it, you're doing it and you're not even aware of it. So what do you do instead, I hear you ask? Aha. Well, you might not like what I'm going to suggest because it will take courage and a bit of perseverance, but so does anything worth having in life, really. So here are some options. So at the point of feeling that judgment from the other person, reframe your thought process. So instead of thinking, oh no, it's happening again, I'm being too loud, too animated, look at me, I'm doing this as we speak, I'm being too loud, I'm being too animated, I'm being too passionate, again, insert your own adjective here. So instead of thinking, oh no, it's happening again, I'm being too X, which will result in you feeling any number of things, for example, sad, disheartened, disappointed, etc., which will then result in you changing your behaviour, i.e. dimming your light or toning down your personality. What I'm suggesting you do is replace the thought of, oh no, it's happening again, I'm being too loud, with a different thought that's then going to have a different flow and effect. So, for example, you could use, uh-oh, here's another one, they can't handle my brightness, they can't handle my energy, they can't handle my vivaciousness, better find someone who can. So stop and think for a minute how that different thought would change the outcome. So this time, you're more likely to move on and find another person to chat to, because different thoughts will result in different feelings, which then result in different behaviour. That's cognitive behaviour therapy in a nutshell. Now, the second option I'm going to suggest is if you're feeling really brave and strong-willed, you can even turn it into a bit of a game. And instead of you moving on and finding someone on your wavelength, you keep shining your light really brightly. For example, keep being animated, keep being passionate, keep being kooky, whatever it is that you're being, and see how long it takes for them to take leave of your company if they can't handle it. Now that's obviously a little bit harder to do because you've got to manage your own thought process so that you don't actually then make it about you. So a bit of a side note here. How about this for an idea? If people are reacting that way to you, it could be that they are jealous of your personality, your energy, your vivaciousness, whatever. So maybe it's about them, not about you. So there's a different thought for you. So at the end of the day, I'm trying to encourage you to stop dimming your light and instead change the way you react in that situation so that you can continue to be you, because that's the most important thing at the end of the day, and not go down the path that so many of us have, thinking there's something wrong with us, something not quite right, we're not normal. I don't want you to be thinking that, because that's not helpful and it's not true, because your people will find you and you will know, and it's those people that I encourage you to spend more time with. Now, before we go on any further, I've got to share a little secret with you. So people who are often seen as too much are often highly sensitive extroverts. And guess what? We're not normal. But that's a good thing, because we have heightened emotions, we care more, we're more highly intuitive human beings. So in some sense, I would say that we're more highly developed than most people. So the rest of the human race can learn so much from us. So stop dimming your light. Let it shine. So if you take one thing from this video, it's that you are not too much. You are simply hanging out with the wrong people, and you need to own your uniqueness and see it as a strength, because I truly believe that it is, and I truly believe that we are the future in terms of we can teach other people how to care more, how to be more in tune with themselves and nature and other people. So as I usually do at the end of these videos, I'm going to present you with a challenge, should you choose to accept it. So the challenge for this week is to prepare some reframes for yourself. So imagine the situation's happening, you're talking or interacting with somebody and you start to feel that judgment, or you start to feel them thinking, whoa, this person's too much. What could you think instead? So I gave you a couple of ideas before. How could you look at the situation differently to what you normally do, which is, uh-oh, it's me, better tone down, better shrink, better be quieter, whatever it is that your kind of go-to reaction is. So how could you look at the situation differently? What could you think instead? So that's step one. And then step two is, next time you feel it happening in a real life situation, practice one of your reframes and see how you feel, see how the situation pans out differently. And the third part, which is a bit of a, I suppose, disclaimer, don't expect to be able to achieve this shift overnight. It's like Pantene. Won't happen overnight, but it will happen. So it's going to take practice, but you can, I promise you, you can get to the point where you never dim your light for anyone. You are simply you, and you shine brighter than most, and there's nothing wrong with that. So if you decide to take this challenge on, please share in the group one of your prepared reframes or alternative ways of looking at the situation, and then also share your experiences of practicing these in real life. That's pretty much it for today. So don't forget 3 things. 1, join the group, Highly Sensitive Extroverts, if you think you are one. 2, download the free roadmap, Live Your Ideal Life. And 3, prepare some reframes and share them in the group. And if you're already in the group, perhaps invite a friend that you think might benefit. So see you in the group or next week right here, same time, same place. And it looks like my new software worked. Have a great week, everyone, and I will see you soon.